Dear brothers and sisters, once again we find ourselves at May 35th, a day that the Chinese Communist Party has erased from history, but in our hearts, it will never disappear. In the book 1984, George Orwell wrote, "Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past." 36 years after the Tiananmen Square massacre, we stand here to resist their efforts to control the memory of the present generation. Some say, there was no crackdown, that's just a rumor. Well, let me ask you, why did tanks drive into Tiananmen Square? Was it for a military parade or something? The party's anniversary is July 1st, the national day of PRC is October 1st. What's so special about June 4th, 1989? Have you ever seen any country send tens of tanks into its capital in the middle of the night? Have you ever seen a government open fire on unarmed students and then call it an action of maintaining stability? If there was really no massacre, then why is June 4th a banned phrase on the Chinese internet? Why doesn't the Chinese government call it a victory of crushing a color revolution, just like it calls the Korean War a war to defend a homeland? Inside China's Great Firewall, searching for the
这些牌子是打算怎么用的？
孩子待会儿那个纪念那个什么的时候，念那个死难者名单的时候，他们就是
这个
死难者的一些代表。
要不我们现在这样子吧，每个那个人，比如说他就举着这个牌子在这里，
对。
然后呢，请另外一个人呢就拿着那个话筒读那上面的字，把它给介绍一下啊。
哦，就是这些。遇难者代表，相当于我们就是这么说吧，
就是我们民族的英雄。
那天晚上死了那么多人，数以万计，我们只是选，我们现在只说他们其中几个人的
一个事情，这个是纪念六四，但是这些人的勇敢的抗争，他们就是六四活动的延续。
对，是的，我们六四永远没有结束。
对，所以呢，我们就要介绍这样的一些勇士，这当中有些是六四当天牺牲的。有些是在后续的抗争当中被抓住的，所以我们都统一的。
一直在延续。
对，
我六四从来没有结束。
对，因为你们那个泼墨，我以为是泼到那个国旗上，就可以泼到一个板上，有什么意义啊？
泼到那个，对，泼到那个三个指向上。
哦，那也行。那你们下面要不要贴什么东西？那就先做好准备吧。那个谁在做这个？
赵杰。因为咱们在场的时候，有，但是那上个叫
just because I make satirical videos mocking GDP. 36 years after the Tiananmen Square massacre, it's not just democracy and freedom we can talk about. We can't even say with the group. Now there are people overseas who have gained asylum or green card thanks to the sacrifice of dissidents who fled and suffered for the cause. And yet, those same people turn around and say, oh, they are just troublemakers, or they are trying to get attention, or even they are profiting off other people's blood. Well, I ask you, who's really profiting off blood? It's you. You got your safe haven thanks to their blood, and it's still not enough for you. You mock them for being irrational, for hurting the image of the Chinese people, and when you criticize others for invoking June 4th in asylum applications, how did you get out of China? Did you bleed for freedom? Did you spend the day behind bars? Did you ever speak a word of truth? You enjoy the freedom, but with that pain, and yet you claim to be neutral and rational. But let's be honest, it's not neutrality, it's opportunism. It's not rationality, it's cowardice and shame. You think staying silent will keep you safe? You think avoiding politics will protect you? Then remember what happened during the zero-COVID lockdown in China's most developed city, Shanghai. Middle-class families, intellectuals, white-collar professionals, all locked down in their homes, starving, forbidden to go out. Children torn from their parents, pets beaten to death. elderly still alive sent to crematorium. You thought this was something only happened to poor people? No, it is a nightmare that swallowed the whole society. Behind this, never ask if you are obedient. You only ask, are you easy to trust? You may look down on dissidents and activists today, but when the hammer falls on you tomorrow, who will speak for you? No one. Because when you chose silence, you gave up your dignity. Those who disgrace themselves first will be disgraced by others. I'm not here today because I'm brave. I'm here because I believe. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. For the rights of all who are destitute. Proverbs, chapter 31, verses 8. The dead in Tiananmen Square can no longer speak, so we must speak for them. If we stay silent, they have died in vain. But if we keep speaking, their spirit will never fade, their courage will never die. You can pretend to be asleep, but can you tell the world how you get your green card? Can you lie to immigration officers when you naturalized in 1904? You can choose to forget, but can you say your hands are clean? You can stay indifferent, but can you guarantee you will never feel the iron fist yourself? June 4th isn't some disdain in history. It is a knife still hanging over our necks. If we forget, it will happen again. The CCP is expanding every day, dreaming of conquering the world. We must not let the tragedy of June 4th be repeated here, on this land that protects us, in this great country called America. Thank you.